Welcome back. We turn now to the Pacific, where relief efforts have begun in the wake of the deadly quake and tsunami on Wednesday. Now, the latest toll puts the number of dead at 148, with many more missing or injured. The devastation also left thousands homeless in the islands of Samoa, American Samoa, and Tonga. U.S. President Barack Obama declared tsunami-hit American Samoa a major disaster, and he's ordered federal aid to help with recovery efforts.
My deepest sympathies are with the families who've lost loved ones and the many people whose lives have been affected by the earthquake and the tsunami. To aid in the response, I've declared this a major disaster to speed the deployment of resources. And FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, is working closely with emergency responders on the ground, and the Coast Guard is helping to provide immediate help to those in need.
World powers have started talks with Iran in Geneva in a bid to resolve the standoff over Tehran's disputed nuclear program. Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad will reportedly offer to buy enriched uranium instead of using domestic facilities. But last week there was diplomatic uproar after Iran revealed it had recently constructed an underground nuclear enrichment facility in secret. Now, the US and European countries are threatening to introduce more sanctions if progress is not made. Channel News Asia's US correspondent Daniel Renches explains why the meeting is likely to impact other complex regional issues.
The revelation of a nuclear processing plant buried inside a mountain close to the Iranian city of Qom has focused the minds of Washington's intelligence services and diplomats alike.
If Iran's program is peaceful, then why has it gone to great lengths in this recent reactor disclosed in Qom and in other places? Why have they gone to great lengths to hide what they're doing? You have a peaceful program, there should be nothing to hide.
Iran insists its program is for peaceful purposes and that there will be no suspension of enrichment activities.
In my meeting with the President Ahmadinejad, I said clearly and directly that the burden of proof is on Iran to demonstrate that its nuclear program is for peaceful purposes. I urged him to open the country's new structure to prompt and full inspection and to engage constructively in negotiations.
The US, France and Great Britain are threatening further and tighter sanctions on Iran if it refuses to cooperate. But reports suggest Iran's top nuclear negotiator, Saeed Jalili, wants to move away from the nuclear issue and talk about complex regional problems like the conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan.
We can't pretend that Iran isn't very significant in Iraq. We can't pretend it's not significant in Afghanistan. We can't pretend that we don't need them. But the Iranians know this as well. And so the Iranians are going to play it up for all it's worth.
Israel will be watching these talks carefully given its concerns about Iran's potential nuclear weapons capability.
I think what Obama is going to find out is that it's impossible to, in fact, negotiate with Iran without trying to achieve Arab-Israeli peace. It's going to be impossible to achieve Arab-Israeli peace without negotiating a successful settlement with Iran.
One US official has told reporters that they might be prepared for one-on-one discussions with Iran at the Geneva meeting. But the US has made it clear that this meeting is designed to compel Iran to comply with international nuclear standards in what one US official said could be the start of an extraordinarily difficult process. Daniel Renches, Channel News Asia, Washington.
Tango lovers are, what else, dancing on the streets of Buenos Aires. They're celebrating their success following the decision by the United Nations to declare tango as part of the world's cultural heritage. The UNESCO committee granted the international seal of approval on Wednesday. But the road to recognition didn't come easy. The origin of tango has long been disputed between Argentina and Uruguay. Yet in spite of the decades of acrimony, both countries realized that it takes two to tango. They decided to put their differences aside and petition UNESCO together. And as they say, the rest is history. But for many, they are simply pleased that the dance is finally getting the recognition it deserves.
Y se dio cuenta de los valores del tango y los valores no solamente estéticos sino sociales del tango. El tango es un arte popular que viene de la sociedad, como el jazz, como el flamenco, y sin embargo han llegado a las salas de concierto, a la ópera, a la suite y a las expresiones más rigurosas del arte musical y poético.
And still to come in the bulletin, Singapore Telecommunications scores a football win. And we have highlights from the Asian Champions League quarterfinals. Stay with us on Asia Today.